I'm muting. Mute your
Say,
phone.
man, I want to welcome y'all to your nightly edition of the War Zone. We're about 7 minutes late. I was at a community meeting, so forgive me. Um, I'm still in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I want to say this here. I want to start it off. We were just talking about it, man. Benjamin Crump, man, you like a football coach from 1970s. You steady running the same playbook, man. How the hell do you have these people up in Kenosha doing the Cuban shuffle with the enemy? Dimitri, that's all I got to say. I just don't understand it, man.
Yes, so hello everybody. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Thursday. And welcome to the Thursday night edition of the War Zone. As you guys can see, we have Mr. Walter Colter here from cornucopia.com. And we are going to have a very enlightening discussion about money and how to get more of it, right? And so I hope that you have your pens and your paper and all of that and take a copious amount of notes so that you too can be on the road to riches. So anyway, I won't even add on to that because for the sake of time, we'll let Walter get into everything that he has to say. Donovan, what say you before Walter takes the floor?
All right, what say me before Walter takes the floor is in the news. Joe Biden has gone up and met with that Blake family. Once again, the playbook is being done and the symbolism is being great. Look, he met with them. Yay! All right. You talk to the family. Now everybody should relax and woosah because meeting with them and putting policy out that's going to stop all this bullshit are two different things. So for all you people out there, they're going to vote Democrat. Once again, instead of meeting with this family, they can't make that man walk anymore. He's done. Instead of meeting with the family, what he should have done was saying, when I get elected, if you elect me, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and I'm going to repeal qualified immunity and such and such and such and such and such and such. Tangible, something we can see, something that we can touch, something that we can believe in. So basically, Joe Biden is saying, "Screw y'all! I'm gonna do the step and fetch it thing, and you guys are all feel good."
That's and really quick, let me add on to that really quick. I actually was going to talk about it, but I just thought for the sake of time. But what Joe Biden did, he said a whole lot of things. Basically saying that he agrees with the people protesting to some degree, but he wholeheartedly disavows the looting and the rioting, right? They should be held accountable. But one thing that stuck out to me is what he said is he says, we're finally now getting to the point where we're going to address the original sin in this country, slavery, and all of the vestiges of it. Biden said, I can't guarantee you everything gets solved in 4 years, but I can guarantee you one thing, it will be a whole heck of a lot better. We'll move a lot further down the road. So he didn't say exactly what that was. To me, it's a bunch of hogwash. But in all fairness, because I know somebody's going to say it, Trump went there as well yesterday, and he was a douchebag. What's new, right? He didn't even mention Jacob Blake's name. He, again, defended Kyle Rittenhouse. And he also, said a lot of bad things about Black Lives Matter. And so, both of them are there. Biden was there in the churches trying to get the black vote and all that other stuff. And, Trump was there trying to shore up his base by saying, hey, nothing's changed here. I hate Black Lives Matter just as much. So, Walter, what you got for us today?
Black Lives Matter. Actually, it's funny. The Black Lives Matters movement, my question is, and we spoke about this today, is that I'm always going to be the same old dude. Where is the money? Period. You know what Republicans or Democrats won't say to black people? And one of my favorite movies is Warren Beatty was in called Bulworth. If you've ever seen that movie, it was he said some real good things in there. But in 4 years, if you stack your money, even if you save like 10, 15, 20% of your income, in 4 years, it won't matter who is president. Now, that's still not going to stop you from getting pulled over and shot and things happening to you. But, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to be very careful because with us, you got to be careful. if you get pulled over by the police, these are not the most educated people. They're not. They went, they got their badge, they did. These aren't rocket scientists. These aren't psychologists. These aren't people that understand, like, hey, maybe this guy's been drinking, or maybe he's had a rough day, or maybe, you know, they're not thinking about all those things. They're just thinking, I'm a cop. It's my job to, you know, protect because their job is to protect themselves. It's not to protect and serve us. Maybe some cops feel like that way, right? But like, what's his name? Dave Chappelle said it good in his Netflix thing. He said, I think it was his Netflix thing. He said, when there was a cop killer in Big Bear, like in San Bernardino County, and he said 400 cops showed up to arrest this dude. So when something happens to them, they take it seriously, right? And so the other thing on the flip side of the coin is, I don't know why people are getting so weird about protesting. Like, they're like, oh, so many people are protesting. Imagine if you killed a cop a week, it would be cops in the street, right? But cops have one thing that Black people refuse to get, is money and power. I was on this show a couple weeks ago, and I told everybody to get The Color of Money. Her name is like Mersha. I mean, you could Google it, right? How many Mershas have a book called The Color of Money? Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up for you right now. It's called The Color of Money. Here it is. I'll show you what it looks like, too. I don't know if you can see that. Uh-oh. Don't go through the pictures. Just look at that one, right? I do a lot of traveling. Matter of fact, I'll be in Mexico in the morning. But so this book is by Mersha Barragan. I believe that's how you say her name. She goes over Blacks in economics. And I keep hearing Claude Anderson, and I know we talked about, what's his name, Marcus Garvey, and a lot of these people have talked about group economics, right? But we are not we refuse to do it. I was talking to one of my clients on the phone, and she goes, Walter, and I know a lot of people have asked me this, how do I say this? She goes, how come your website is not all Black people? I said, well, originally when I set up my website, those were 95% of my clients look like the people on the website. Now we are making some adjustments to make it more racial, right? But here's the thing I want to know, Black people. Why does it take so damn long to get you to make a move? Me trying to get people to invest, the hardest people are my Black clients. I don't know what takes us so long. We will go buy a car. I have a client. She's not even a client. She is agreed to make 84 payments of $400 a month on a Nissan Juke. Now, it's not even a new Juke. It's an older Juke. It's almost 8 years old. Do the math. What's 84 times 400? It's disturbing for a car right now that's probably worth $5,000, assuming it's in phenomenal condition. But she made that decision just like that at the car dealership. But trying to get the same woman to save $200 a month, she got 1,400 questions. Like, when you guys buy a car, and some of you guys on here I've spoken to, like, car payments are the biggest killers. And Black people, if you watch the episode of National Geographic, if they want to catch the monkey, they put nuts in a hole. You know what I'm talking about, Donovan? You've probably seen this. And what they do is the monkey will go in there and he'll grab the nuts, but he won't let go. And then they'll come and they'll capture him. We are doing the same thing. Like, I really, when we spoke today, my sister was telling me about it, and I saw, Gary, you talking this morning. And when we talked about me being on, I was kind of hesitant, honestly. And I was like, what can I do to make our people switch? That Marcus Garvey and all these Claude Anderson and all these people can't do. Like, what's going to make me, like, what can I do to make our people want to save? Right. And I still haven't figured it out. Right now, what I try and be is an example, right? Like, if I die, my kids are multimillionaires, right? If I live a long life, they're millionaires. So I got my insurance out of the way. I put money away. Do I like to save money? No, I hate saving money. I want to spend it. I want to get some heels for my girl. I want to travel. I want a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a brand new ring. I want all that stuff. But like, you guys, what's the use of having all that stuff and not being able to support it? See, one of my clients was like, well, Black people, we are really hurt by the virus. No, we're not. The virus has done nothing to Black people. Let me tell you something. I hear that we are physically, like, the virus is killing Black people faster. Is that because Black people are inferior? Are we health-wise inferior, or are we stronger as a people? Like, seriously. And we can do everything and all things. I watch Idris Elba DJ house music. I'm like, that's fine. Long story short, right? There's nothing we will, like, what was it the comedian said? Cedric the Entertainer said, we'll be on the ski slope in church shoes. There's nothing we can't do. So the virus isn't coming after us as a race because of our genetics. It's coming we're dying faster because of our health, period, and our wealth. Like, if you have an illness and you're not financially in a position to take a couple of days off and go to the doctor, what do? You continue to work and you continue to ignore it. You ever have family member and you're like, hey, you need to go to the doctor. Oh, I'm good. I'm gonna let it go. It is what it is. Or if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. No, it's not meant to be. It's not meant for me to wipe your ass and get you in and out of the bathtub and change your diaper and get you in and out of the backseat of my car like a child. That's not what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have money. And Black men, I want to talk to you. Stop making these Black women work so goddamn hard. It is insane. Every time I talk to a sister, almost 90% of the time, she got a story how she's doing it by herself. Can I ask you a question? Where are the Black men? That's how we get the money, you guys. We are being bitches as Black men, period. And Joe Biden, he's not going to tell you. Donald Trump, he's probably close. He's probably more willing to tell you than Joe Biden. Like, we are being bitches. If you are a Black man, and I know people, we all have financial struggles, and we've had them, right? I don't claim that anymore, right? And even if you're having them, don't claim them, right? You ever know somebody that gets sick all the time? Oh, I'm sick. Well, you are what you are, right? So what we need to do is, if you make $1, you can save 10 cents. I don't know if I'm stepping on too many toes, but like, people, listen to me clearly. If your car payment is 20% of your income, give it back. Let it go. I promise you, you will feel better. Some of you guys worry about your light bills because your car payment's in the way. Let it go. You're not going to be rich with your car payment being half your check. It's never going to happen, right? It's not going to happen with your house payment being 70% of your income. I told one of my clients, I said, I would rather see you live in a room at your mama's house or your friend's house and stack your money.
They ain't stacking their money, but they living at their mama house.
Right. So, I mean, and I live with my mama. My house burned down. I ain't going to say who burned it down. I don't have no proof. I lived with my mama for a couple of weeks. It was not the business. Let me tell you, if you've ever lived with your mama as an adult, that lasts for like 2 weeks. I was like, I don't care if I had to sleep on the street. My mama was cool, but man, she didn't miss a thing. But
say, can I say this here? You said something about the sisters giving up on the broke dudes. I mean, the thing is, they keep messing with them, but yet they keep complaining. He shouldn't even be in the house. If he can't pay the mortgage, if he can't pay the rent, he shouldn't even be in the house. You know, if you got to do bad by yourself.
True, to some degree. I'm going to disagree, just to not disagree, but I'm going to add to it. There's nothing wrong with being a poor man or a broke dude financially at the moment. There's no problem with that because we've all gone through it. So I'm not like TLC. I'm not talking about a scrub or a dude that doesn't have something. What I'm talking about is financial planning. Financial wellness is behavior. It's not I promise you, and I know this goes for Donovan, you, D, Gary. I'm sure you're the same way. If you took all my money and you left me on the street with $50, tomorrow I would have 300. I promise you, I would sell bananas. I'd go into Costco and I'd be selling Snickers. Today I almost bought a candy bar for $2 in the grocery. I was like, the devil is a lie. I was like, at Costco, I could buy that for 35 cents. Right? So being broke is a state, is a behavior, is a state of mind. Right? So, and some of you guys have access to financial coaches and advisors. When you're talking to your financial advisor, don't talk about all the other crap, the excuses. You know what your financial advisor wants to do? Get to the money. Why am I on the phone with you? We can develop friendships later, but it's easier to be friends with people with money. Period. Because when your friend who don't have no money call you, what they want to do? What you doing tonight? I ain't hanging out with your broke ass. Right? So being broke is a state of mind. So here's what I want you guys to do. I'm going to go into the stock options for just a second, right? Because as you know, the vaccines are showing up, and we talked about this, right? So now they're saying the vaccines are looking at November 1st. Now I know, if you watch some of the MSNBCs and some of the more liberal medias are like, oh, November 1st is too soon. That's how we're going to have a vaccine by. Listen, you guys, Donald Trump became president in 2016. What were we doing about Donald Trump? What were we when he said he was going to be president in 2012? What did the whole world do? Laughed. Barack Obama insulted this man at the correspondence dinner to the point where he wanted to register for president the next day. So do not tell me that things aren't possible. So the vaccines are coming around. I was in St. Martin in the Caribbean this weekend, and there's a giant Carnival cruise ship. For those of you that own the cruise ship stocks, you'll like this. And by the way, if you own the cruise ship stocks, you notice today the stock market was down like almost 1,000 points. The cruise ships, all of them were up. In St. Martin on the Dutch side, they have a Carnival cruise ship. They are washing, that is cleaning, that is getting ready to dock. Leave any day to go pick up passengers. On Sunday, in Europe, they're starting the cruises. You guys, I was on an airplane with 3-4 seats available. The world is opening up. You're not really gonna see it. So what I'm telling people is I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I'm doing. Don't sue me if it don't work out. I'm buying the JP Morgan stock options into next year, like March and June. The 140s, 150s, that's where I'm at. Right. And some of you guys took my advice on the JP Morgans, on the 140s and 150s, and you've doubled your money since we spoke last. Right. And today they were up. Right. JP Morgan, they have operations all over the world, unlike Wells Fargo, where they're just doing lending and stuff. JP Morgan, that's Chase, JPM, they have operations, trading and stuff all over the world. So I'm invested in the cruise ships till next year. Now I'm buying March and June of next year, because what's happening is I think we need to give the vaccine some time this year and the beginning of next year to get going, right? So you can take a couple hundred. You know what? Let's switch gears, you guys. I'm tired of talking to you guys about investing a couple $100. That is some bull. We will never get richer. Can I invest $100? No. Can you invest $500? No. Can you do it? Yeah. You're not going to be rich. Some of you guys really think, or some of us think, we're going to be rich by investing $100 to open an account. Come on now. You can't even, a down payment. You can't even, some restaurants you can't even eat for $100. So here's what I would tell you guys. Take as much as you can. If you put money somewhere where you can have access to it, there's no such thing as saving too much. Now, when you're buying the stock options, these things move up and down. So this isn't money that you want to have that you need right away. That's money that's risking it. But as far as putting in the money in the bank, like I was talking to one of my really good clients yesterday, who's actually part of the show. And I was telling her, I said, when you put money in a savings account and you leave it, or if you put money in your investment account, all you're doing is moving it from one place to another. It's still yours. Does that make sense? So a lot of people say, well, I can't save. Yes, you can. All you're doing is putting it somewhere where it's still your money. You guys have to do that. And you need to reach out to your friends and family, and you need to do it right now. You guys, when the vaccine and stuff opens, you watch when the smoke clears what happens to black people, people of color. Even the Mexicans are treating us like shit. Like, they feel like they could come at us crazy. Like, how a Mexican gonna call the police on a black person? Go ahead.
And to that point, I read somewhere where Hispanic people were taking their unemployment money, because as you guys know, a couple of weeks back, people got the 600 plus what they were getting already. They took their unemployment money, pulled it together, and are buying real estate. They're buying real estate. I also read an article early this morning where it was talking about how the wealthier or people with money are making more money, and they're not necessarily doing anything. It's just that they can't go anywhere. So this guy who was a lawyer, he makes almost $1 million a year. He said, I had to cancel 2 vacations, both worth $25,000 because I can't go anywhere. So he says, I'm saving that money. And he says, I usually spend about $3,000 or so for my family to go out and eat and have a good time a month. But I'm saving that money because we can't do nothing. But on the flip side of that, it talked about how people who are in the working class, if you will, the service industry, they are losing money. But one thing that came to my mind is not only is the service industry, if you will, which is predominantly us, are losing money, we're also spending the money that we don't have, if that makes any sense. So it's like you have these uber rich people or people who got money who are saying, hey, we're cutting back, we're not able to go out. But you still see a lot of us who are still partying and, taking the money that the Hispanics are also taking and buying houses. We're buying, trivial things, if you will, the stuff that's not going to lead us to wealth. And so, Walter, can you talk to us about that a little bit? And how do we get on the path of, well, first, how do we stop the bleeding? And when I say bleeding, stop spending money on silliness. And how do we begin to build a Black Wall Street? Because Gary was talking about building a Black Wall Street.
So, here's what we can do first. And Marcus Garvey was right on the money, and then Malcolm X followed him, and then a lot of people followed. There was the Washingtons. A lot of people believed in the same thing. It has to be group economics, and here's what I mean. It's not necessarily spending it in the Black community. Yeah, that works too. I mean, you should do like Mexicans do, like Jews do, like people of the Chinese. Good luck finding a Chinese person shopping in a Black store. Have you ever in your life seen a Chinese person shop in a Black store? Never. Have you ever seen a Korean in a Black nail shop? I'm not here to stir up the races. I'm just saying, like, there has to be a point where you have to start feeling better about yourself. And Black business owners, people of color, you need to run your business. There's no more nigga stuff. Like, if your shop opens at 8, be there at 8. I don't have a problem if you run a little bit late, but we have an 8 o'clock appointment and you showing up at 10:30, talking about you have baby daddy drama. That ain't gonna work. So, and then when it comes to let's see. Here's what you do. You guys, and I feel like right now, I'm literally like I'm about to be on my knees. And I don't know why I'm begging you people, our people, us, to save money. Start by saving a little bit. Put some in your bank. And I flirt with doing this all the time, starting in, a Black Wall Street fund. And today I thought, maybe I should just start a fund and we just start pitching into it. But if you read The Color of Money, it says one of the things about dealing with African Americans, they always need their money right back. One of the reasons why they don't open Black banks is because Black people seem to need their money right now. See, some of the white banks, what they say is we like to deal with the white communities because they don't need their money right away, so we can flip it and do things with it. We can give it a chance to grow. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to put money there and leave it. And me and Dee talked about this, and I'm glad she brought it up. We as Black people have to stop getting so excited. We just do. There's no, sometimes I'm at a Black function, I'm like, please, somebody don't act up. Don't act a fool, because it's going to get cracking really quick. We need to take a breath and just realize that we are people of power, right? So going back to the money, just every time you get a check, go, is my family worth it? Some of you men on this show have multiple kids, like almost close to 10, and don't have money saved, have no life insurance. Like, it blows me away. How do you call yourself a grown-ass man and you ain't putting the money away? It doesn't have to be $1 million. Even if you start by putting $1 a day, do you realize that's $30 a month? That's $400 a year. Here's what I want to ask you guys. And I'm 50 years old. Those of you who are 50, you don't have to raise your hand or comment, but how many of you guys have $800 sitting in the bank that you don't need? Donovan, stop. I know you do, right? Just think about it. Just start. And here's another way that we can maybe make things easier. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I told her, I said, you know what you could do? You could take some of your money in your bank, and you could go buy something cheaper and sell it for a higher price. That's what Walmart does, right? When you buy a toothbrush at Walmart for $2, they bought it for 12 cents, right? I promise you. You could do that, right? Those of you that know me know that I don't sell cars anymore. Right now, I just keep 1 or 2 luxury vehicles laying around in case I need to make a quick $3 or $4 grand over the weekend. But you could do that. Think about it. If you have $3,000, right? I'm going to give you game. I hope you're taking notes. If you have $3,000 right now, you could go to the DMV and give them $125, and you could take $2,500 of what's left, and you can go to one of these auto auctions, these dealer auctions, and you can buy a car for like $2,500 and sell it for $4,000. You can do that. Like Kara said, now there's steak with the beans and rice. Now you got $4 grand. Then you take $4 grand and you buy two $2,000 cars and you sell them each for $3,500. Now you got $7,000. Now you got $7,000. You split it up. You got $3,500. Sell them for $5,000. Now you got 10 in 3 moves. It's not complicated. Do you guys realize that when I started my car business years ago, I was broke, busted. I had spent all my money in real estate. I'd been sued and all kinds of stuff. I was going through it. And I took a little bit of money, and me and my girlfriend started in a car business, and we started flipping money. And before you know it, we had multiple cars. And my sister will tell you, I had 4 cars parked at her house. All my kids were driving one, right? She was driving one. Everybody had a luxury car. Everybody was in a BMW or something crazy, right? But we started out with like 1 car. So what I'm telling you guys is you could do that. You could do that with clothes. I hear you guys talking about clothing lines, but I don't see no clothes, right? This shirt I'm wearing, I bought in Thailand. I know they made it. I paid like $30 for it to have it tailored, but I know they spent this material. It's not even $1 in material, right? It probably cost them $2 to get this shirt wrapped in the wrapper on the shelf. And when I left, they were probably going, "You big dummy." But I know in America, this shirt is $200 fitted the way it's fitted. Right? So those are some of the things you could do. Some of you guys, if you have $200 to your name, I need you to stop and go, what can I buy for $200? That is worth $500. Do that. Then and then take the 5, you guys. It doesn't have to be cars. It doesn't have to be clothes. Why don't you sell hair? I mean, like, it won't do no good for me, but like most of the women I know either get their hair done or buy some sort of hair. Right? And so, and Verone, I'm reading your comment, man. I hope I don't get myself in trouble. But he's saying a lot of women are undependent and don't want a man's help. Let me tell you why I think that's the case. And I just watched Stellar Got Her Groove Back for the first time in my life. And I had to fast forward through that whack ass movie, but I still watched it. Take digs. Hey, man, come on. Whatever. Here's why Black women are so independent, because they don't think they could count on us, number 1. 2, there was a lot during the 50s and 60s, and I know the government did a lot to put Black men in a bad position. So we still suffer from some of that. But a lot of them don't feel like they can count on us, right? What happens when, a woman gets divorced and the man leaves her with nothing? He take it all, leave her, take the car, turn her phone off. That ain't right. So women, they worry about stuff like that. I think we could be stronger. Like you ever watch a Tyler Perry movie? We like strong Black men, but like, I just don't know why that doesn't translate once we get off stage. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some pride. Like you walk into a nightclub, if you got $100 bill, put your hand up. Everybody put their hand up. Why do they do that? Because it feels good to have money. So I think we should focus more on that. And you guys, let's check each other. You know, I'm friends with some of you guys on Facebook. We could check each other. You know what we should do, Gary, you guys? Is we should start texting, like write it out, texting bank statements. Just text your bank statement. How much money you got? Period.
Man, you gonna have people embarrassed with that, man. They got them little red lines on the side of their numbers. Negative.
But that's okay though, if you start it that way, but you have to see finance is behavior. Finance, like some of us have Amazon accounts. Amazon show up every damn day. Every day. And I know I used to be guilty. I have Amazon Prime. My kids use it more than me. But like, if Amazon Prime is showing up to your house 3 times a week and you're not saving money, then that's a problem with you. It's behavior. Period. So you have to get to the point where you should be embarrassed. Right? We could even pick somebody right now. Somebody pick me. I don't care. We can start on Monday. Take your bank statement, pick one, and every week we just share it. Last week there was 1,000. This week there's 1,200 or there's 1,250. We could do that. That's what Jews do. Let me tell you. They will sit and they will bring their bank statements and their financials to dinner and be like, hey, you know, I have 600,000 here. Or I got 50,000 or whatever. What are you doing with your money? See, we don't like to talk about money because we're not using it properly.
I think, and I totally agree with you, but I think we got to trick them. We got to trick them in a good way to be able to see the money. I really think that you need to break down them IULs. Okay, if you got life insurance, Walter got another way you need to be doing it. But you're going to still pay for your life insurance, but you're going to be making money at the same time.
Well, so I have the Index Universal Life, and you guys, it is by far one of the best tools ever created in the financial services industry. CEOs, executives, doctors, people of power use this Index Universal Life to build their wealth. I put Kanye West in one of these, his whole Rockefeller, hip hop album, I put them all in Index Universal Life. And I remember Kanye going, so I can't lose money? You won't lose money. And you can put money in. You know what people say? Well, what's it going to cost? Do it matter? Now, yeah, I mean, it's cost should come into play. But some of you guys are asking me like, well, what's the cost of insurance? Let me ask you another question. If you die with no life insurance, what's the cost? That's what you ought to be saying. Now, if you can't get life insurance, that's different. Because some of you have health challenges. I get it. There's actually, real quick before you go, D, I was telling my sister, there's a life insurance company that will, if you're 50 years old, they will cover you no matter what. I don't care if you got the HIV or the VIH. They will cover you. If you are 50 years old, they will, it's not a lot. It's like 25 to 50,000. But they will cover your life. So some of those of you guys who have health challenges, if you're over 50, they will cover you no matter what. Now, you got to live 2 years, right? But, you know, there's different ways that works. So you can get insurance. But back to the Index Universal Life, you guys, it's a way to put away money and forget about it. See, some people say, well, what if I need that money? You got to stop needing it. Stop needing it. Like, I can tell you guys, like, my son is my business partner, and he's not the nicest guy all the time when it comes to working with. Matter of fact, he's hard to work with. He's miserable sometimes, right? But I know he's going to be a rich dude, right? But here's the thing. We have a corporate checking account. All of our money goes into it. I don't know how much money is in the account. I don't have the password, the checkbook, or a debit card to that account. Every dime that our company makes goes into a checking account. He's the only one that has a password and stuff. I have no idea what's in the account. Do you know why? Because I want to save that money. I'm going to put it away. And at first I was like, oh, there's money in there we should put. Now I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want to need it. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling my girlfriend, and she was on my ass. Do you have to sell every car you drive? I don't have to. But if I got $4,000 sitting in the driveway, and all I got to do is go out and get another one next week, like, think about it. Some of us go to work for $50,000 a year. For $4,000 a month, you go to work and give them 60 hours a week for $4,000 a month. Are you out of your mind? Now, if that's where you are, you need to have a side hustle to get rid of that, right? Don't tell me you work an 8-hour day and you're tired. No, you can't afford to be tired, right? So put yourself, get you an accountability buddy, somebody that you can be accountable for. Those of us that have been married know that your wife will be like, okay, where's the money? How much is the, what's in the account? What are you doing? What'd you spend money on? That's not a good feeling. But some of us need that. So get you an accountability buddy. Get you a big bank, take little bank person. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna check our accounts. I'll send you my bank statement every once a week. You send me yours. Now block out the account number, and let's start doing stuff like that, because accountability, it's kind of like having a personal trainer. It will make you. Do you ever work? Any guys ever work out in the gym? Right. I work out in the gym sometimes. Right. And the gym by my house just opened up, so all excuses just went out the window. But I have a personal trainer. She'll be here at 6 a.m. Now, I don't like to lift weights, but when she will scream and she'll be like, Walter, stop. Don't be a bitch. Pick it up. Pick it up. You got 10 more weights. You got 10 more lifts. And originally when I hired her, because she wants $40 to $45 every time she comes over, and it's quite a bit of money. It's like, it's $80 a week, and she comes over twice a week roughly. But I've noticed that, my definition, my arms, things are getting better. I like taking my shirt off at the company picnic and having people breathe a little bit. Right? So I want to be like Tyler Perry when they take their shirt off. It's like, I don't know if you watched How to Get Away with Murder. Every time Nate took his shirt off, a girlfriend would get quiet. I said, oh, we got to fix that. Right? So I don't necessarily want to work with this trainer, but she keeps me accountable. That's what we need, you guys. That's why you have a financial planner. I have more people tell me, oh, I'm doing good. I don't need a financial planner. You dumb as hell. Who do you think has financial planners? Rich people. You think poor people got financial planners? That sounds like Chris Rock. I'm sorry. Right? They have rich people have financial advisors. People that are well go get checkups. You understand what I'm saying? Think about this. When you go to the weight section, how many people there are grossly overweight? Honestly, very few people in the weight section. If you want to find the heavy people, you got to go to the treadmills, right? Because on the treadmills, people don't tend to talk to each other. But in the weight section, they are talking to each other. They're spotting each other. They're looking at it. You ever lift weights in the gym? Everyone's checking each other out, right? So we need an accountability partner. Somebody asked me, can you borrow from your own account? Yeah, you can. Funny, Erica says fish dinners and GoFundMe. You ain't lying. Go miss me with that. Your niece died with no life insurance. That's your fault. Anyways, so I always get caught off guard with the fish dinners because, believe it or not, that's a real people. We really do that. So going back, start with a little bit of money. I want you guys to imagine this. Imagine your kids are in a burning house. And this is how one of my boys used to tell me about having life insurance and saving money. He goes, imagine your kids are in a burning house and you have to go in and get them out. Do you hesitate 1 second to go grab your kid? Not even for a second. He goes, when you think about your family being broke when you get older, being poor, having your kids wipe your ass, wipe the snot off your nose, when you imagine being 70 years old and having no money saved. Think about that. That is, you are in a burning house. You need to start saving your money. So until we get to that point, we're going to get shot in the streets. We're going to get beat, and it's going to get worse. I know that the Jacob guy that got killed, and then the guy in LA got. Can I switch gears for 1 second? And I want to be very careful, but Black people, we need to start checking ourselves. Lord have mercy. I know I'm going to get some heat, but I'm going to say it. When a cop pulls you over, just do what they say. It's kind of like when your girlfriend says something, you know, if you start running your mouth, there's going to be some shit. Even if you're right, you have to hear her shit all night. Just do what you got to do. Just if a cop pulls you over, just chill. These aren't the brightest, you know, some cops are smart. I don't want to insult all of them, but a lot of them, a lot of people became police officers to get away from real life. Period. I'm just going to be a cop. That's easy, right? But they still have those same issues. And I hate that we have, like, when, like, the guy that was walking to his car got shot in the back 7 times. I didn't see the whole video. I refused to watch it. Right? All I saw is the part of him walking away. I don't know if the police officers were telling him to stop or telling him, I'm not sure. But here's my question. Why don't we start checking ourselves? You know what I'm saying? I don't know about George Floyd. I don't know anything about him. Only stuff I heard from the news, right? I don't know what he was doing, and there's no reason to kill somebody that way. But can we as Black men especially maybe keep ourselves out of harm's way? Do you know why I never get pulled over outside of a liquor store? Because my ass is at work trying to make money. I'm with my kids. Do you know why I never get pulled over, intoxicated, running from the police? Because I'm doing something positive, right? And I said I want to be careful when I talk about this, but like we have to take some responsibility because they're not going to change. Matter of fact, it's going to get worse for us. I promise you. So if you want to wait for Black people, cops stop shooting, good luck with that. Don't hold your breath. What were you saying, D?
And I 120,000% agree with you as far as, you know, just making sure you comply and all that. But I also, in all fairness, want to say there are a lot of cases where, you know, people are complying or they don't get a chance to comply and they still die. And so I do agree with you. We need to realize that we always have a target on our back. And you say it best, a Black man is a threat, you know, just because, right? But yeah, I think we also need to recognize that there's some police officers who probably woke up that morning too and is like, hey,
yeah,
I'm gonna bag me one.
You know, and you guys, police officers have the highest domestic violence rate at home than any other profession. They beat the shit out of their wives per capita more than CPAs, financial advisors, football players, you name it. So if they will slap the shit out of their wives on a regular basis, what do you think they will do to you? And that's how you have to look at it. We have to start putting ourselves, I promise you, if every Black man said, today I'm going to get my money, today I'm going to spend time with my kids or whatever it is, I don't care. Do something productive. All right, people say, Walter, what are you doing? I said, you know what I'm doing. I'm going on vacation or I'm trying to make money or one of my kids are here. Today, my grandson Titus is here. I didn't do shit today. I did a little bit, but like we be hanging out with him, right? So keep yourself in a productive spot. Black men, leave the liquor store alone. Get out of the streets. We have no business being in the streets. If you know there is a piranha in the water and you get in the water, there's a good chance you're gonna get bit, right? Cops hang out at night. You see them a lot driving around. They're looking for trouble. Just don't be there when they're there, right? And I wish I had an answer for this, police brutality. But you guys, and these are only the cases we see. Imagine the ones that aren't on tape or don't get recorded, right? So let's start. And Black men, I'm talking to you, man. Some of you guys, I'm gonna punch you in the throat. Literally, we as Black men, we need to get our shit together or move over and let the women take over. Period. Like Tyler Perry, maybe he gave us a sign. He put a woman in the dress. Maybe he's giving us a clue. I don't know, right? Or what's his name? I was gonna say not Charlemagne, but remember the 70s, the black dude, Flip Wilson. I mean, like Jamie Foxx. Maybe they trying to tell us something, black men, right? All our black leaders or celebrities end up in a dress. I don't know what that's about, right? So let's wear the pants. Black men, if there's a woman near you and she's standing next to the door, you open it. My daughters, my family will tell you that if there's a woman next to me, especially if she's fine, I'm just kidding. If there's a woman next to me, I'm going to open the door for her. Period. My daughters we fight over this. I say, I don't care. When you're with a man, you stay away from the door handle. That's the way a TI is. Period. Right? When you're with them, let him do that. Let a man help you. Let a man take care of you. Not like they have to just write you checks, but let him have your back. And men, you need to be worthy of that. You don't have to start out by buying her dinner and balling out. Just start with little things. Like men, and don't let me see you, your woman pumping gas, and you sitting your black ass in the car. That is insanity. I want to say, girl, get in the car with me. I know my girl's in the car. I got space for two. I can get both of your gas. Like, start with little things like that. Black men, we are supposed to be the leaders of. Do you realize that white women, Mexican women, Indian, Asians, they risk their families, the relationships with their families to be with men of color. Period. You know what I'm saying? They see the power in being with us. We need to start seeing the same power, right? And we need each other, you guys. And it doesn't take long. If you took 10% of your check and you put it away, I promise you, a year from now, you will be a better person. Because somebody that's got money stacked isn't out hanging out at a liquor store at night. They're not out doing crazy stuff because they got something to lose. So my thing would be start with that. If you want to get into some sort of not get rich, but like make a little quick money, right now I'm telling people, get into the stock options, open you an E-Trade account, right? If you need help with that, go to www.cornucopia//register. When I get the email that you are a member, I will walk you through it. Some of you guys have done it, right? So, and I know we've done the stock option class, and I get a lot of people saying, oh, can you answer a question about the class? Can you go over the stock options with me? The answer is no. That's what the class was for. We did the class to have people in it, right? So we've done the class. I don't know if we'll do another one, but for right now, I'm giving it to you. Go to E-Trade, open an account, put as much money as you possibly can. And if I were you tomorrow, I would say, okay, what's going to be something that I think is going to be here next year? Banks. Not B of A, not Wells Fargo. They'll be here, but I like JP Morgan. It's one of my favorite banks, right? You can buy the March or the June. I believe it's the June. I have to go look. I have so many of them. The 140s, the 150s, and you can buy them and just wait till next year, right? Some of you guys are feeling the Tesla burn and the Apple burn. Some people bought Tesla and Apple the last 2 days, and they just put up 500 to end up with 4. I shouldn't laugh because that's painful. In my household, we have a bunch of Tesla. My girl was not happy today. Right, but she bought it at 200, so she should be all right.
Let me read this comment. And how you doing, China, from YouTube? How you doing? He said, you can be spending time with your kids and still get killed. We need to stop making excuses as to why they are killing us.
Okay, well, here's the thing. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse to take another human life, period. Does that make sense? So, but I'm not going to sit here and walk the gray area line. I'm saying if you are outside in a place that, you guys, let's just be honest, right? I am a black man. I have a Muslim father and my sister is militant. You see that, but I have a very militant side that very few people have ever seen. And I leave him shut off because he's like Buddy Love. Once the militant dude starts talking, it's a different story. So I know I was raised in South Central LA the summers. That's where I spent my summers with my pops at your auto service on Florence and Normandy. So don't tell me about the hood and all this other stuff. But even with all that, I know that my father used to tell me to go to the store. He would say, go there and come straight back. Because we got the police, they acting the fool, and you got our own people acting the fool. So don't be in a place. Now, yeah, you can be out with your kids and get shot. But can I be honest? Or can you be honest? How often does a family walking down the street, does one of them get shot by the police officer? I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm saying, what are your chances of you at a liquor store, or you out hanging out half drunk and the cop says, hey, stop, or you walking with your family and your wife and you guys walking at the park? Now, can it happen? Yes. But which chance is greater? You see what I'm saying? Period. That's China. That's the conversation we have to have. I agree with you. You can, and I've been pulled over by police. I was jogging the other day and got pulled over by 2 cops. Cop was like, hey, what are you doing? I started smiling. I walked up and I leaned all the way in his car, put my elbow in his car. I said, hey, man, how's it going? He goes, oh, we're looking for a kid. And he left me alone, right? I walked right up to him. I was like, hey, what's up? So I was minding my business. Could that turn ugly? Sure. But a lot of times when you see the stuff on the news, we're not where we're supposed to be. Now, if you go on the flip side, you look at like Breonna Taylor, those cops, I don't know why they're not in jail. Actually, I do know why they're not in jail, because we don't have no money. Like Gary said, we don't have a goddamn thing. I'm going to put that in the shirt, Gary.
Walter got a good marketing idea for you for Christmas, but I ain't gonna give it away. I'm gonna let y'all talk about that.
Yeah, no, we're gonna make some money with it. I ain't gonna even tell you. Wait till we hang up. Oh man.
But to your point about the not having any money, you guys remember the case, and I talk about this a lot in New York, where the police officer went into the apartment building in the projects, and he shot in there. Because it was dark, he couldn't see anything, he got scared or whatever, so they say. It's an Asian cop. He shot blindly in the hallway and killed a black man. Now they, found him guilty and all of that. But his community, Asian community, rallied together, got all their money together. And do you know that man did not do a day in jail? And you know who let him off? A black DA. Says, okay, we're going to give him, probation or something, but he doesn't need to go to jail after firing into a dark hallway and killing a black man. He got away with it because his people pulled their money and their resources together, and black DA was like, well, he's sorry. He should have went to jail, but that's what happened.
Right. So, and I'm reading some of these comments. Here's the deal, you guys. Reparations are not coming. Let me tell you, we need to create our own reparations. Reparations are done. And Joe Biden told you, as soon as I get in office, I'm helping the 11 million people that broke the law to be here, that should not be here. I'm helping them. Those criminals, and I'm not talking about a race, but like if I have to border to Canada, like, for instance, I was in St. Martin, and they have a Dutch side and they have a French side. So me and my girlfriend were on the Dutch side, and when we went to French side, she goes, oh, no, nobody can come over here without proper, because, of the virus. And so, and then I saw when another road where they had a train car blocking it, and it goes France. And I said, oh, let's go over there. And then one of the people at the hotel said, don't do that. It'll be a bad day for you. So you can't be on a country that is 2 countries together. I mean, you can't do that. But yet people have come over here from all races and broke the law, and we're going to help them first. So reparations is way down the list. You know how we get reparations? By saving them ourselves. That's it. You guys, the coronavirus has been such a blessing for me and my family. Let me tell you. And can I even be more honest? If I wanted to be transparent, the virus was exactly what I needed. Let me tell you why. because the stock market took a dip and I was able to get into it. Period. The people start selling their cars cheap. Now they're going up, but people start selling things cheap. I need a sauna for my house. I'm going to put it right here in this corner where I'm going to move that fan. I want an indoor sauna. People are selling them cheap. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's money. Think about this, you guys. Companies like the Apple, the Amazon, some of these guys are building so much wealth because they were ready. Some of you guys just need to pool your resources together. If you need help, hit me up. Here's the thing, nobody. If you reach out to me, I'm about the money. Let's open an account together. Let's do something together. I've asked so many of the people, if you have a business idea, let's do it. But send me the stuff. Let's go. You understand what I'm saying? So those could be our reparations. And right now, Black people, maybe we have like a little bit of time left before people go back to where they were. Like Black organizations and people, it's easier right now as a Black person to do business because people feel they feel bad. They want to help us, but we're not helping ourselves. We're tricking off the money. I talked to one of the people, brothers, matter of fact, one of the brothers on here, and he said the Mexicans were buying his neighborhood. I said, are they still in the property? He goes, no, they're buying it. I said, where are the Black people at? Well, they're selling it. Okay, there you go, right? So we can, you guys, we're whooping the shit out of this horse. He's been dead for like 18 million years. Just start, you guys pick a buddy. One of you guys pick me. We can, every week, I can say, hey, here's what's in my account, and we can do it for each other. Are you guys, is anybody okay with that? You know what I'm saying? You can, I'm not gonna put my phone number on here, but you can hit me up on Facebook. I'm Walter Lee. I'm friends with all three of these people, so you can find me. You can DM me that way, right? That way, somebody's gonna call me. I want to make sure that we're on the level. So, you guys, that's it. In closing, go to E-Trade, www.etrade, open an account, tell them you have stock options experience, or if they ask your experience, say it's limited, because it's true, it is limited, right? And start putting money in there. And then what you can do is you can do tutorials, you can watch YouTube videos. There's a lot of stuff that you can watch to learn. I have my membership that you can go on and I'll walk you through it. There's The Color of Money, right? The book we talked about. You guys, it's on Amazon. It's like, what was it, D? $12, $13? I don't know.
I don't even know if it was that much, and I think they even give you a free trial. So I'm listening to it. It's a lot of it I already knew, but the way she puts it together, it really opens your eyes to how we were done as far as money and banking. So that's where I'm at right now. I think I'm on chapter 6.
Right. The Color of Money is a good book. Erica, yeah, I'll transfer some money to your account. Right. So, yes, that is a good book, you guys. I read in the morning. So what I do is I wake up in the morning anywhere between 4:30 and 6, and I go for like a 2-hour walk or jog. Right. Or when you guys call me, we're on the phone more than 5 minutes, I start walking. And when I'm not talking on the phone, I listen to a book. In The Color of Money, I was listening to it and I just stopped and I rewound it and I went, wow. I wonder if Black people understand what she's saying. The power is money, weapons and power. Here's what I'm gonna tell every Black person that can, me being included, go out and get you a weapon, period. Get you protection. Now, I'm not saying you need to like be wielding this weapon, but just get you a weapon, right? In the book Color of Money, she says some of the Black businesses put armed guards on the roof to protect the establishment. So when the Klan, whoever it is, showed up, they were ready to fight, right? She tells a story in the book where somebody came to loot their house and he shot the dude, and jury, all white jury, which I'm sure was rare, let him off because he was protecting himself. So get you a weapon, protect yourself, right? I guarantee you, if white people felt insulted and there was a protest, half of them would have a gun. I've been to protests when white people get mad. I don't know, when baking soda goes on sale too much. No, I'm just kidding. Half of them will have a weapon. They don't think twice about it, right? Get you a weapon so you can protect yourself. and start putting some money away. I promise you, next week when we come back, just even if it's $100, put it away. And for those of you who can't save, you have car payments and things, let them go. And the crazy part is a lot of you that have car payments have a car on the side. Let it go. Right? And Gary, to wrap with your insurance stuff, you guys get some life insurance. Stop being irresponsible. And then on the life insurance, if you can, make sure you have the living benefits. Period, you guys. And I don't want to hear it. Oh, I got to think about it. You stop being a bitch. Stop thinking about it. We as Black people need to stop thinking about saving money. Stop thinking about getting insurance. You don't think about all that other crazy stuff you do. If I call you, start talking about buying a fur coat or a brand new car, I don't have to twist your arm. I got to twist your arm about saving money for your family. Like, you need to get mad. Like some of my Jewish buddies, and it's like some of my, because I hang out with all races. I don't discriminate. My kids are all different colors. I can't even keep up, right? But they talk about money, period. When I go out to dinner with my white buddies, they first thing they talk about, let's talk about the money. Stock tips, this, that. We're buying this real estate. They're not talking about CNN or all these, what's happening to their race. They're just stacking the money. And when you stack the money, you have power. I love it, you guys. Tomorrow, I'll be in Mexico. And when you pull up to a restaurant, you know what they ask you for? Money. That's all they care about. If you have a heart attack, you know what they ask you for? Money. Who's your insurance? Start with the money. You guys, it's okay. And stop being mean to each other. All you do is think about money. Yes, I think about money, sex, maybe food. Sometimes I don't eat, right? I'd rather if I thought I could make $10,000 right now, I would skip a meal, right? So what else is there? There's nothing else to do in the Bible. And I'm going to end with this, and I ain't going to preach. And some of you don't want me to preach. What's up, Titus? I want you guys to meet somebody. This is my future. I might skip his parents. Say what's up, Titus. So my grandfather's getting rich. Over there, look at those people. This dude has been in my house all day long. That's why I ain't got nothing done today, right? Save your money. He's looking all crazy. He's still getting used to seeing himself on the screen. People say we look alike. But I can promise you something. This dude right here is going to be rich and extremely rich. His parents and whatever, I'm cool with them. But this dude is going to be loaded. You know what I'm saying? So this is my new motivation. This is like this. He's the youngest. He's not my favorite, but he's the youngest, right? So this dude, I want him to be paid. Every time he walks in, I pick him up. We walk to my dream board. He's like, want the range. I want her. I want that. Right? So he's all excited. You want to say something? So and just think about this. By the time he's 30, if we can save $300 a month, he'll be a millionaire. How cool would that, right? If you walk up to your kids and say, you know what, for your 30th birthday, I've been saving money for you. Happy birthday. You're a millionaire. Okay, maybe you don't give him the money, but maybe, you say it's over here. Right? I don't know where his father went. He just took off. That's what happens when you grab your grandkids, their parents take off. Anyways, you guys, so I know we talk a lot about money, but to me, that's the most important thing. Oh, what I was saying with the Bible is the Bible, correct me if I'm wrong, D, talks about money more than anything else in the Bible, right? Somebody sent me a video clip of Jesus flipping over the table in the temple, right? Because people say, we destroy things. They're like, Jesus ripped up the temple, right? So that's not a reason to loot and shoot. And because I know it's not, the protesters, most of them are being peaceful, right? There's just some people that just want to loot and it has nothing to do. Does that make sense? So Al says, don't get mad. He's reading Al's comment. What is wrong with Al Jackson, right? Can you eat during, anyways, I ain't going to read that, right? Okay, hey, you can come get your kid.
All right, well, we're going to do our closing remarks. So Donovan, what say you?
What say you when you guys know I'm a little bit like Walter when I talk about the money. If without money, you can't pay your copay on crappy Obamacare. Without money, you can't eat. Without money, you can't do anything. The money makes the world go round, and we are in a situation because we lack plenty of money. So I was taking notes, got my stuff going because I do not want to be without the money.
And I will say this in closing, because we actually have another guest that's coming on. So you guys, please stay tuned for that. As one that you do not want to miss. But I will say, if you've gotten anything out of what you heard today, please contact Walter. I put his name in the link, Walter B. Colture, so that you can get further help. But as you said earlier, without the money, all we're going to do is just protest and march. And, it costs money to buy those marching shoes. And so we need to learn how to make more of it. Write it down. I'm sure that's going to be a hit somewhere. You need money to buy marching shoes, okay? So anyway, Walter, thank you so much for coming on here. We got a lot of wisdom and knowledge out of everything that you said, as always. And so please hit him up if you are interested in making and saving more money. Gary?
You always can learn something from this guy, man. Make sure that you take his wisdom and you use it the right way and don't take it for granted. All right. And we going back to back tonight, man. I'm finna pop off. We all finna pop off. And if Donovan, if you can make it, or Walter, you can make it, whatever. We're gonna pop off. I'm gonna eat a little bit, and we got the Cajun militia coming on. These was the ones that was at City Hall the other night in Lafayette, Louisiana. Told my man I would accommodate him. That's all I got, Demetri. You close it out.
All right, y'all. So we will see you guys later. And Walter, we will see you next week to learn how to continue building a Black Wall Street. And so you guys, are we checking out of here, Gary, and coming right back? Okay, so yeah, we're
going to come back at 8:30.
All right, we'll see you guys in about 25 minutes. So please don't be late. This is going to be one for the books. Thank you, Walter.
All right, peace. 12 minutes.
Well, I guess we'll see y'all later too. So please see us in a couple of minutes. Bye.
I didn't want y'all to get into it. But you know what? When you I knew you weren't telling me if you weren't telling it to me the right way. Because it just didn't sound right.
I didn't, like I said, I know from years ago, I didn't see the I would like to tell you, get it in
But I'm tell you something. I would tell her, this is the reason we going through the shit we going through. Because motherfuckers act like they scared of these motherfucking people. I don't even know your coworkers, but I bet you they love you.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I know about you. I said, I'm not into politics. I don't listen to none of that. And I mean, that's just my thing. I can't go to school myself and be like, hey, well, I think you know what? If you want to go, is it terrible? I don't cook with something. I said, he wants to. He asked me if he wants to know if he needs to speak to him, or if one of the people that he works with that does what you saying? I said, that's the question that you keep it on these questions. You know, any question in my family. I'm not going to do it on and I already knew when you be pissed and wasn't important in it, it's like a combination. But Jerry just called me that. I said, yeah, that's